team, it's Gina Brooks, and today we are doing legs. If you remember, the first week we did shoulders, tris, and bis, and the second week we did chest, back, and we did obliques. And so today we're going to do all legs. I was going to add some core exercises, but I had so many fun lower body exercises that I thought I would just go ahead and just do completely lower body. So we are going to be working our quads, our glutes, and our hamstrings, and you're also going to get a lot of work in your core at all times. Every exercise you do, you work your core, and then we also get a little bit of hip rotation with some of the exercises. So we are going to start with squats, we're going to do some lunges, and then we're going to do some floor exercises for our hamstrings. So there's a lot of different variations of squats. And it took me a very long time to understand and do squats properly because they can be very dangerous. Any kind of leg exercises, mostly if you have poor knees like me, can be dangerous. And it's really important to stretch before you work out to loosen and warm up those muscles so you don't get injuries, mostly with your legs. So we're going to start off with a squat. And like I said, I've had a lot of practice with squats, and I was assessed one time with my ability to squat and I wasn't doing it properly, and I think that's probably why I've suffered some injuries. So I'm going to show you the proper way to do a squat, okay? And we're going to do 3 different kinds. We're going to do a regular squat, a goblet squat, and then a plie, or also you could call it a sumo squat. So we'll start off with a regular squat. Now with a regular squat, you can use just your body weight, or you can use weights. So if you're just using your body weight, and I'm going to show you from the side so you can see form, but it's really important to have your chest up, chin up, and what you're doing is you're distributing your weight back. It's very important to not have your knees over your ankles. You don't want to go forward. This is where the injury occurs. You want to go back, just like you're sitting in a chair, right? So you're going to go back, and I'm going to look straight ahead so I don't lose my balance while I do one. And you want to have your feet hip width apart, okay? So about 6 inches apart, not this, we'll do that later, but just parallel to your hips and about 6 inches apart. And you want to go back as if you're sitting in a seat, chest up, back straight, and down. And then you pull back up. You're going to squeeze your glutes when you pull yourself up, okay? Another important tip, mostly if you have knock knees like me, you really have to put a lot of effort into keeping those legs out. Do not go in. Big time injuries right here. So when you go, you want to make sure, even concentrate on pulling those knees out a little bit. And you can, for comfort, if you pull out your toes just a tad, that kind of helps you get more range of motion, okay? And so you can use your arms for balancing. A lot of people do this because it helps balance. So from the side, see my behind's going down, so my hips go back and my behind goes down, and then back up, squeeze. So back down and up, squeeze. Okay, so there's different variations. Obviously, you can use weights when you do your squats. A lot of people put them up here, right, and do your squat like that. You can also do by your side, one squat with one arm. It's called a suitcase squat because you're putting most of your weight in one leg. You do a 1 foot squat. Again, you're just balancing on your toe. All your weight is in your heels when you do a squat. And go back up. Okay. So the next one we have is, I'm trying to remember, it's not the plie squat. What did I say we are going to do? Oh yeah, the goblet squat. Now for the goblet squat, you're basically doing the same move. Your feet are a little bit more than hip width apart. You use one weight. I like to use my kettlebell, but you can just use a weight as well. And the key is you're holding your weight up to your chest, right? Point your toes just a little bit out, and your elbows are going to almost go down towards your legs. Now it depends on your flexibility, how low you can go. I can't go super low because of my knees, but let me show you from the back. So my feet are pointed just a little bit, and that just helps with your range of motion. My chest is up, I'm looking straight ahead, and I'm going back into my heels and pushing up. So back, sitting, and pushing up. Back, sit, push up, okay? And then the last one we'll do is called a plie or sumo squat. Okay, they're basically the same thing. Your legs are going to be wider than hip width apart, and then I like to use 2 weights. And what you're going to do is you're actually moving your knees out to about 90 degrees, okay? And I like to put my weights in front, helps me balance. But you're basically just going straight up and down. You're not going backwards. We're not bending your hips backwards like we did with a squat. This is kind of helps with your inner thighs, your quads, and your gluteus maximus. So again, legs are, your knees are slightly flexed here, and you're going to go just straight down and straight up, chest straight, head looking straight ahead and down. And it depends on how low you can go, that your range of motion, but what you're doing is you're pulling yourself up with your heels, and you want to, once you get up to full standing, squeeze your glutes as you come up. So we're going down, squeeze your glutes, down, squeeze your glutes, okay? So that is our squat section. So our next section is lunges. I have a lot of problems doing lunges, so I always have to change it up for myself because of my knees. A matter of fact, I did a lot of research in forward lunges like that. They're actually the worst thing you can do for your knees because you aren't able to do proper form. And with lunges, proper form is very important. So I always suggest doing either a stationary lunge or a backwards lunge. And so I'll show you the different variations. The one thing with a lunge, and we're just going to do one side, I'll go this way. Your hip width apart, okay? And I'm going to do a stationary one, this first one. So this leg is going to go all the way back, and you want a good distance, and make sure your weight's not there so you don't kill yourself. So you want a good distance that you're going back, okay? Because your hips, you want to angle those hips straight forward. And another tip is you don't go parallel back with your legs. Let me show you, like, you're not going straight back with your legs. Think of a railroad track. So there's a little bit of space here, okay? And that protects your knees. And again, no knock knees like this. When you go down, keep those knees apart, okay? So we'll go from the back again. Let me check my weight for safety. Okay, so I'm just going to do a stationary one. So actually I'm going to do this because that's my bad knee. So I'll go back, okay, body straight. And if you place your hands on your hips, that helps you. And what you're going to do is both knees are going to drop at the same time. This knee is almost going to hit the bottom, but not quite. And then you'll move back up and you're going to squeeze that glute, okay? So down, and I'm pushing up with my heel. Down, and pushing up with my heel. See how I'm staying in a stationary position. I'm not going backwards. And this actually is really a good exercise for me and my knees, just because I'm not putting a lot of bouncing and impact on it, okay? So the other one I wanted to show you is, instead of doing that front lunge, which is really hard because a lot of times your whole body will move forward over your toes. That's the worst thing you can do for your knee. Going backwards, you have a lot more opportunity to control the knee, and automatically your form will be good. So I'm going to move that pesky weight. And again, you can use weights for any of these exercises, but because I can't talk and do these exercises because I'm working on my endurance cardiovascularly, I'm not going to use weights. But typically what I'll do is if I don't want to do barbells, I will get out my vest. And this vest is, I think, 20 pounds. And it just helps me where I can get that extra weight on me, but I don't have to worry about carrying the weights in my hands. So this is a good alternative, okay? So I will move that out of the way, and I'm going to show you again from this angle what a backwards lunge is. And it's the same thing as a stationary, except for instead of staying down, I'm moving myself back up to the first position, standing, okay? So I go back, down, both knees are 90 degrees, right? And then I push myself back up. Let me fix this. Okay, I'll try that one more time. So I'm going back, and I'm still remembering straight down. Okay, you're not going forward, you're not going back. You're literally taking a big step back, your body's straight, core is tight, both knees are going down, and then you return, okay? Down, and you're pushing your weight in this heel, and then your toe, you're going back up, okay? So down and up. And if you don't have weights, this helps with your balance, right? I go in prayer like, Lord, please let me get through this, and then back up. Lord, please let me finish this, and get back up, okay? So that's your backwards lunge. The last lunge I'm going to show you is a side lunge, okay? And again, there's two ways you can do them. You can do stationary side lunge, or you can do a moving side lunge. I'll do it, I'm getting out of breath. I'll do it with my kettlebell, okay? So your legs are really far apart this time. Okay, and so a stationary one, and you can, again, just to protect your knees, toes can go out just a little bit. And you're gonna move, this is stationary, okay? So your hips are back and down, chest is up and back. You can concentrate on one side, okay? Or you can alternate sides. But you've gotta push those hips back, okay? And then push up, you're squeezing your glutes. So let me show you this way. So you're going back. See how my hips are going back? And then up, back, and then I'm squeezing, down, and squeeze. Okay, so that gets your glutes and your quads, but it also gets your inner thighs and hips. So it's a great all-over exercise. All right, we are done with our lunges. So we are going to go on to our Romanian deadlifts. Those are my favorite in terms of the legs. And not everyone likes these, and it's really important to stretch before you do these, okay? So you do want to do, same thing, hip width apart. You could do the Sumo ones. There's different variations of the deadlift, but I like to just do the basic one. And what you're doing, instead of like, you know how you did a squat, you're going your hips and then your butt. No, this, you're going, just your hips are going back. Okay, I'm going to show you from the side. Okay, so see how my hips are going back? And you want your shoulders back and this straight. Okay, that's really important. And you're not going to, I see some people, they go like this. You don't do that. And you don't have to go so low. Go till you feel a natural stretch in your hamstring, because that's what this exercise is for. So again, you go down, and then I'm going to pull up with my glutes. So stretch down. See how my hips are what's going back? And I pull back with my glutes. So down, and I pull up. Down till I get a natural stretch. See how my back is all straight? And then I go back up. It's not a squat, right? That's down. You're going straight. So that's the Romanian deadlift. All right, good mornings. Oh yeah. Good morning is very similar to the Romanian deadlift, except for you're putting your weights on your shoulder and they're actually hitting your back. So you're holding them like this, okay? Comfortable position. And what you're gonna do is you're 6 inches apart, again, and you're literally, and you can cross yourself, whatever can hold the weights, you don't want to hit you. You're doing the exact same thing. You're pushing your hips back and then up. Slightly bend your knees while you're doing that, slightly bend your knees. And again, I'm just going straight down and straight up. Just my hips straight down, looking at the ground, coming back up. And I don't have a large range of motion right now because I really need to stretch more and I don't want to strain my hamstrings. So just go until you feel a natural pull and then come back up and squeeze those glutes. Okay. So down, back up. Down, back up. Another thing to do with this is I like to use my weighted bag because I can put my weighted bag completely over my back. And you can also use one weight, which is kind of easier actually, because you can just hold it like this, right? And good morning is just like you're bowing to the gods that this will be over soon. Straight, keep your neck, chest, but you can put your head down when you're going down. I actually like how that feels. That feels really good. Okay. So next, glute bridges. Okay, glute bridges are kind of a cool thing. And this is one where you can use weights, which I encourage you to use. So you're going to put your heels on the ground, lay straight back, and have your heels directly under your glutes. And you can go this way or up. I prefer about right here. And then you put your weight on your hips, or you could just use body weight, doesn't matter. And you're going to go straight up and you're going to hold. And what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze right here. Don't just go up like that, you're not feeling it. I want you to have like a 2-second hold. So 1, 2, down, but I'm not going to hit the ground. I'm going to almost hit the ground and I'm going to go back up. 1, 2, almost hit the ground, back up. 1, 2, almost hit the ground, back up. So there's all kinds of variations you can do. You could do one legs, okay? One leg. You could cross your leg and do it. There's all kinds of different cool variations. All right, the next one we're gonna do is, it's called the backward, I can't even think right now, what is it called? Plank, it's a backward plank. Okay, so we're gonna be in this position. I'm gonna have my legs straight out. This one kills me. And I'm gonna have my hands inward, okay? So behind my back, but in, not this way. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna have your heels straight down, and all you're gonna do is pull yourself up until you're completely straight. And you are gonna feel it so hard in your hamstrings and your glutes. And then go back down. You can add a weight, go up, squeeze. It's almost like tabletop position, right? And then back down. And then back up, squeeze, and back down, okay? So that is your backwards. My memory, I'm getting old, people. I don't even know what anything's called. But you know what it is. Okay, so last one I'm gonna do before I call it a night is, let me just show you. This is gonna be kind of heavy weight for me, but you put your weight behind your knee, okay? So you're in all fours. And what you're gonna do, and you wanna put your heels straight up. This is for your hamstrings. And you're gonna go up, squeeze, and down. So up, squeeze, and down. Up, squeeze, and down. This is a really great one for your glutes. Now, if you want to get brave, this is not on my list, but while I'm down here, another fun one, let me see if I can do it this way, I'll have to do it like this, is for your hips, you just go back out like a dog. I think it's called like the fire hydrant. I think that's what it's called, which kind of makes sense if you can tell the position on it. So that's the fire hydrant. And you just are lifting your leg with a weight, and it's really good right here for your hips. All right, team. Have you guys found Waldo? I noticed in every one of my videos, my cat walks by, and people are bringing it to my attention, and I was wondering if she was going to be in the video today. So let me see. You see her inside her home? She's making sure that she is in that video. You just saw her go by. Oh my gosh. All right, team. Thank you for having some time with me this evening. I'm a little scatterbrained. It's been quite the year. A friend of mine today named Kathleen told me that I'm a very positive person. So I'm going to keep with that. Thank you, Kathleen. I needed to hear that because I wasn't feeling so positive after a very difficult year. But knowing that maybe I'm inspiring others to be positive and think forward is lifting me at a time where I certainly need to be lifted. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Oh, there's another cat. Oh my God, they're everywhere. Yeah, I'm the freaky cat lady. Ask anyone. And I didn't even try to be. Anyway, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. I will post a little workout down below. And next week we'll do core. And then after that, we're going to do a Earn Your Thanksgiving contest. So I'll have calendars up with exercises you could do every day. It's just a fun way to get ready for the turkey and the pie that you're going to have. And we'll do it together. And I appreciate you so much. And I hope that you have a wonderful evening and a wonderful night. Bye. Toodles.